I hope you're having a blessed and prosperous day as usual. Make sure you are liking this video, sharing this video out to other people, and leave a comment also if you have the time. Now, today we're going to be doing a little story time because today we're talking about debt. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually listen to Valerie tell us how she paid off $40,000 on a $60,000 income.
2 cars, 1 student loan, a credit card, and a partridge and a pear tree, totaling $40,000 because partridges and pear trees are very expensive. And we did this all in less than a year. And we're only making between $60,000 to $65,000 a year between the both of us after taxes. So we were able to pay off more than a half in debt than we were making per year. So how do we pull it off, and how can you too pay off such an enormous amount of debt in such a short amount of time? Spoiler alert, it ain't easy, but stick around until the end for the tea on how to make this happen. Now, before I get into it, I just want to give you a quick backstory of all the things that we were able to pay off, okay? So the year prior, which was 2018, we purchased 2 cars at the same time, like literally on the same day or in the same weekend. One was around $13,000 and the other was $20,000, okay? We also had, well, I had an annoying private student loan that was more irritating than a fact checker on Facebook. It's pretty irritating. There was about $7,000 left to pay on it, and I just wanted to get it out of my life. Okay, so fast forward to 2019. We were ready for the battle. But in order to annihilate our debt and send it back to Haiti where it belongs, we had to cut certain expenses out of our lives. Certain unnecessary expenses, if you will. So the first thing we did was we completely eliminated our cable bill. No more cable for us, it's all about that streaming. It took away about like $100 a month of unnecessary cable content that really no one even watches anyway.
Hey TOs, it's Future Valerie here. I wanted to pop in. I'm editing the video right now and I realized that I forgot to mention something very important, something in personal finance called death by 1,000 cuts. And basically what that means is that you want to get rid of the smallest expenses first, because the smallest expenses are the ones that end up adding up the most and causing the most financial problems in the future. So that's what we did, death by 1,000 cuts, just like something I wanted to mention, and I knew I wanted to mention it, but I forgot to mention it in the video. So back to you, current Valerie.
We then created a budget for our household. Groceries was the first thing we budgeted. Now, we are a very health conscious couple, so we like to buy only organic, which can be kind of pricey. But when you budget it, you get to, control how much you spend per week. So our weekly budget for groceries at that time was around $120 to $130 a week. Then I got my own separate budget for the month because your girl likes to lunch with her friends, and lunching can add up really fast. At the time, it was only $60 a month, which is very small considering the fact that, like I said, I like to go to lunch. You'd be surprised how small that amount is. $60 just to go to lunch for the month is not a lot, but it helped pay off the debt. Remember what this is all about, okay? Sacrifices. This is the theme of this video, is sacrifice. Then we budgeted how much money we were going to spend together eating out, like on the weekends, deciding upon $100 a month. This is like date night included, things like that. Now that comes out to about $300 a month, give or take a few dollars, on food and entertainment expenses. All the rest of our money went to bills and saving. And so one thing I don't want to forget to mention is that we were actually able to lower our car insurance bill as well. So being able to lower expenses that are necessary is a really good way as well to start saving money and putting money aside to pay off debt. So for car insurance, you can always lower the amount of coverage that you're paying for, and that will ultimately lower your monthly bill. Of course, that means you're not as covered. You don't have the full coverage on your car, but if you need that money, then it could really save you, a good amount of money per month. Or sometimes if like things changed in your life, like your job or, where you commute to work or where you live, that can also help to contribute to lowering your car insurance as well. I didn't know that, but when you're trying to figure out how to save money, you find out a lot of things. And so if you have, your car insurance company, I would just call them if you want to lower your bill and say, hey, how can I save money? How can I like cut, the amount of money that I'm spending per month? In what ways can you help me? And a lot of times they'll help you. And if your insurance is high because of a previous accident, just wait for about 2 years. I think it's about 2 years. And then your driving record will reset, and then your insurance will lower. Now, here's the tea, y'all. I'm gonna get real with you. Living off such a small budget can be very challenging, all right? Especially if you don't have as much for like miscellaneous entertainment and food and going out to eat and things like that. And then you also have to think about like the fact that you have friends and family who may be like wanting to hang out with you and go places, or you may even see people on social media living their best life, going, you know, on vacations and things like that and spending money. So it's very challenging to be strict on a budget when you're seeing everybody else just like doing the thing and living their lives, okay? So the gag is, in order to be able to pay off that much money in debt, okay, and save money in order to pay off the debt, right? Because you're having to, if you're living on a lower income, then you have to cut back, right? And sacrifice becomes like the name of the game. You have to sacrifice. There's no way around it. The thing is, y'all, if you don't have a large income, okay, but your income to debt ratio is high, meaning your debt is either equal to your income or close to it, and you have no other sources of income, you have no choice but to budget, cut down, and save. So in order to do that, you just have to sacrifice certain comforts of life. You must set a goal, okay, and focus primarily on achieving that goal without letting other outside forces get in the way or distract you from being able to accomplish that goal that you have. Again, because we know with social media, you're gonna see people going out and enjoying life, and you're gonna be like,
whatever, that's cool. I got goals, dreams, aspirations in life. I can't be bothered with these frivolous people spending their money going out and having a good time on vacation. Losers.
But inside, this is how you really feel.
Are you gonna miss your mom?
No.
No? Oh, don't cry.
At the end of the day, in order to live the kind of life that everybody wishes for, but only a few are able to achieve, you have to be willing to sacrifice and do the things that other people are not willing to do to get there. But if you want to make your life a little bit easier in your debt-free journey, you need a side hustle to bring in extra income.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed Valerie's story. As you can see, Valerie paid off a lot of money, $40,000. That's not easy to pay off in 1 year. And I'm not saying that everyone has to pay off $40,000 in 1 year. Maybe you don't even have $40,000 in debt. But the debt that you do have, you want to get rid of it because of whatever reason, especially if it's bad debt, right? Because there is a difference between good debt and bad debt, you know. So we want to make sure we are differentiating between the two. If you're trying to figure out what you need to do to get your expenses down, to get your bills down, how you can cut and save in some other places so that you could pay off a little bit more debt, I'd love to sit down with and talk with you about it, because it's not a cookie cutter situation. It is case by case. If you want to sit down and talk about it, you can always send me a private message, and more than happy actually to sit down and talk to you about your situation, and we can see what we can do to get you on track. All right, everybody, I'm about to get up out of here, but make sure that you are planning. Make sure you are applying that plan, and then I promise you, you will win, especially if the plan is properly done. Until next time I see you, peace.